Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. And unfortunately, for the last time this season, we are at the finale of the GT3 Championship, of course, brought to you by InGear Motorsports and ART. And here we are in Bathurst, Mount Panorama, the Australian hell. And I have the pleasure to have somebody very special to me to accompany me for these next 40 minutes of racing. Look at him smiling. Happy boy, Mackenzie Taylor. Good night. How you doing, Mackenzie?
Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Juan. I'm good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm super excited for the finale. Yeah, the championship is at stake. We'll get somebody special to let us know about that top three, because everything is at stake for the championship lead. And let me tell you, what a track to end things off at Mount Panorama, one of the toughest tracks in the world.
Yeah, you said it, Australian hell. And we've been watching in the practice session people already bouncing between the walls like, roller coasters or something, bouncing through, trying to hang on for dear life. I think we're in for a bit of a bumpy ride for some drivers tonight. And it's pretty intense because, there's 1 point separating the top two drivers. But I'm not going to say who they are because, of course, there's only one man for the job for telling us that in a second. But also just hello to everyone that's joining the stream tonight. I can see a couple of people starting to creep in now. Do say hello in chat. Looking forward to chatting with you all tonight and seeing what you got to say and what your predictions are.
Well, certainly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't gonna wait no more. Let's get those engines running because it is time to rock and roll. Time for qualifying. Let's get them engines running. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Well, Trev Anderson, we wanted to go with him. He actually just pinned it in the wall. So let's go with, of course, the one, the only, the mighty Buchanan. Here you have him. Right now going through McPhillamys. And well, let's talk a little bit about the championship. And then we'll go for a track guide. I think I'm a specialist in this track. And unfortunately, I've had my issues with the walls plenty of times. And Mackenzie, I want to ask you your opinion about the championship. Because I think it has been an absolute success. It has been perfect from top to bottom.
Yeah, it's been so fun to try something a little bit different. I mean, of course, this has been our first foray into the world of iRacing. And the same for the Aspire Racing team guys as well. It's their first series that they've hosted, but they've been racing on here a bit longer. As you can probably tell by the results some of them have had. But from a racing point of view, I mean, we started with an absolute banger at Zolder, didn't we? Just, a couple of months ago now. And we've had great race after great race. These guys have been putting on one hell of a show. We had a couple bumpy rides, like I think Atlanta certainly was a bit crazy at times, but it all made for fantastic viewing for all of us. And for me and you sat in the commentary box, quite nice, right?
Oh yeah, it was nothing but perfection. I've had so much fun throughout the whole championship. And to top it off here on Mount Panorama, it's going to be perfect. You see the mighty Buchanan going through Hell's Corner, turn number 1, 90-degree left-hander. Goes through the mountain straight. We go, and let me tell you, from this corner onwards, Mackenzie, hell comes rising. Here we go into Griffin's Man, turn number 2. Keep it very close to the curb without touching it. If you touch it, you're going to go directly into the wall. Really going to unbalance the car. And oh, baby, you talk about difficult corners here. You have one of the toughest. It's the cutting. You can see the mighty Buchanan taking things very calmly through here. Of course, up the hill we go through the quarry. Very bumpy road, very easy to make a mistake and therefore end up in the pit lane. Fantastic lines through Ride Park, Solomon Park, and now McPhillamys. Another very tough corner ahead. Well, the toughest of them all, it's Skyline, the S's, and of course the Dipper. You love to dip that in the sauce, Mackenzie. You love to dip those nuggets. There we go. Down into the forced elbow. You need to nail this exit. It's better just to lose time on the braking. Downhill braking, not the easiest, especially with the car so close to the wall. So now, Mackenzie, I'd like to ask somebody very special. Maybe you can do the honors. Let's see if we can get him here. Because I want to have some information on how the standings are looking.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. The race director, Ben Mulborough, has been helping us along in the background, doing a fine job this season. I believe he's got the standings there. Just to tell us the top three and who is this championship fight really between?
Well, let's see. Can we get him? I think it's a little, scenic panic. Is that how you call it in English? The scenic power? Power? No, scenic panic. Here we have him. Benny Malboro. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you tell
Happy
us
as
about the
ever.
top three? Come on.
Yeah, top three. So, Luke Andrews in P1, Baptiste McGear in P2, and Mark Lessitin in 3. There you go.
Fantastic job, Benny.
There we go. We'll have more delights from the race director as the evening progresses. I know you all love it in chat, so we'll find out what you had for dinner later on, but let's not spoil that excitement yet. What's really exciting for me, I said it a minute ago, but first and second then, as we now know, is Andrews and Megra. 1 point separates them.
Yeah.
And there's 40 points for a win in this race. So, it's going down to the wire. And actually, anyone down to 4th could still win the championship tonight. Jonas Scheuberg is the 4th place driver for ART as well. So we've got 4 contenders mathematically, but realistically 2/3 for the overall title. So we're going to have an almighty battle. And of course, it's Bathurst. You're not just fighting each other, you're fighting yourself and staying out of those walls tonight. That could just throw it all away in a matter of seconds.
Exactly. That is just exactly it. You're not just fighting with traffic. You're not fighting with people around you. You're fighting with yourself and the surroundings. And from the cutting onwards, you can clearly see how bumpy the road is. For example, here, the car just needs to stay. Now, on the right, needs to be careful. Now, a little lift here. You can see the bump. The car just bouncing. And if you don't live there, easy to go on the wall and say goodbye to the race. Everything is at stake, as we previously mentioned. Luke Handers right now on P2. Miles Hemming, the newbie in iRacing, as per usual, showing us why he's one of the best sim racers in the world on P1 with a 2:02.350. Incredible lap. Luke Handers coming rapidly. Let's see if anybody can get closer to Mr. Hemming. Mackenzie, we're closer to the end of qualifying. And talking about the championship lead, Baptiste Magna right now on 6th. He's going to have to push a little harder, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's not a track you want to be having to push harder than your means. But actually, last time out, we saw Baptiste Magna was absolutely on the edge at Phillip Island. That car, the rear end was just skating around on exits of corners, running right out to the very edge. Every centimetre of painted white line was being used. So he's going to need to really do that again at Bathurst to get the most out of the car, especially against the likes of Hemming and Andrews. Hemming's not really in the championship contention after missing a couple rounds, and we know he came over, and this has been his first formal iRacing championship, so that's quite nice that he's on that level of pace. I'm pretty sure I've seen him on ACC quite a bit at this track, so clearly a fan of the track, and the lap times are showing it tonight on iRacing as well. But that means there's a bit of team play opportunity for Hemming and Andrews, for Hemming to help Andrews out. All he needs to do is finish ahead of Baptiste Maigre, and all Maigre needs to do is finish ahead of Andrews to clinch the championship. So, Andrews really is sitting in the prettier position at the moment. Let's see what happens with the remaining 5 minutes that we've got.
Yeah, with 5 minutes to go, we'll have to see. Hey, we finally get some messages in the chat. Come on, people! We want to see you all in here. Trigger Story, hated to miss the last round, still on the way home from vacation. Hey, I hope you are enjoying your vacation. Well deserved, and thank you very much for the good luck. I'm sure the drivers will need it. It is a shame we don't have you on track, though. But hey, you got to enjoy those vacations, Time to rest with the family, with the woman, or with the man, depending on what you like. Whatever you fancy, man, you got to enjoy it, my friend. Here you have Baptiste Magre. About to cross the line. I see somebody having a great time as well. Magre crosses the line, stays in 7th, cannot overtake the mighty Buchan. And, well, we should certainly talk about Zagorski's. Well, I was going to talk about Zagorski's and Buchan being 1/1000th of a second away, but he has gone up to P4. Oliver Clark. Yes, I learned how to say that name now. On P2, great lap from the British man. Bloody Nora, that was a hell of a lap, Mackenzie.
Yeah, I was just thinking actually that Buchan invited Clark in to join this championship. So he won't be best pleased if his friend that he's invited along kicks his backside around Bathurst, which is a track I know the Mighty Bouchan's a fan of as well. So we're also yet to have, I think, a podium for an InGear Motorsport car, which is literally just Martin Buchan out there at the moment against a field of many other teams and ART cars. So it'd be nice to see if we could get some InGear Motorsport points on the board from tonight.
Well, let's see what Mr. Buchan can do. Here you see Oliver Clark, just millimeters away from the wall. That's exactly how you get fast in here. Right now taking things calmly through McPhillips and now into the Skyline, the S's, and the dip up. Mackenzie's favorite corner, he likes to dip it, baby. Exactly. Going downhill, fantastic from Mr. Clark. And let me tell you, only 2 minutes and a half remaining. Only one lap for the drivers to go. And have a shot. Hemming is in the pit lane. Doesn't look like he's going to try any longer. Let's be honest, he has a 4.5 difference to P2. This guy, man, I seriously don't know. You know, we know how fast he's been on ACC for so much time. But to come to iRacing and just the transition so smooth. We've seen it ever since he stepped foot on the championship. He has been in contention for top spots on the races. Mackenzie, this guy is the bomb, and we're gonna have to look out for him. Because if you don't, if you remember correctly, when we had the race at the road Atlanta, he didn't know how to do the start procedure. He went a little too slow, and then we had the bop pandemonium at the beginning, if you remember correctly.
We did indeed. It was like the cork out the bottle, wasn't it? And then everyone just bunched up and then went flying everywhere. So hopefully we have a cleaner start. But that is one of the things that our wonderful race director can do, is bring out the safety car if we need it, so that everyone has a chance to get back in the race, which will be a fairly lengthy safety car here at Bathurst. But if we need it, the option's there just to keep everyone in the action for that bit longer. If you happen to just be joining, and this is your first race tonight, everyone, first of all, where have you been for the last few weeks? But secondly, this is our GT3 Championship. It's 40-minute sprint races, so it is just pure excitement from lights to flag most of the time, from what we've seen so far, with one mandatory pit stop in the middle. So plenty of stuff to go on, and as I say, we've got that safety car element to throw in there as well, and it's the finale, and it's friggin' Bathurst, man, so we're in for a pretty much a real treat, I think.
You are damn right. Let me tell you, Trevor Anderson is going to set his last lap. He crosses the line right about now, moves up into 9th. The rest of the drivers on track struggling a little bit. So, Mackenzie, I think it's time to go and take a look at what InGear is all about. But before that, I want to leave a poll in the chat. Will we have a safety car on lap 1? Ladies and gentlemen, tell me in the chat, yes or no, safety car on lap number 1. I want to know what you all think. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave you with what InGear is all about. Some lovely promotion. And we'll be right back with the race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to rock and roll. Time for the race. The cars are about to get rock and rolling. Here we freaking go. I see nearly everybody looking forward to a safety car start. Let's see what's going to happen on lap number 1. Here you have the whole pack, of course, on the last straight of them all. That is going to lead us into the chase. Fantastic chicane. This is going to be one of the biggest points of overtaking for all drivers. Hopefully we won't have too much death happening at the beginning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Hemming leading the way through. The safety car is going to leave right about now. He should be entering the pit lane. Yes, he will. And now it all comes down to Hemming. Will he forget? Will he remember that he's the one to launch things off? Let's see. Here we go. That's a great start. No, he's actually waiting. Yeah, he played it safely. Very nicely done, Oliver Clark, with a great start as well. You can see he's trying to show the nose. Nothing happened on Hill Corner. What a dive! Mauro Baptista Magra. What a dive on Hill's Corner. Makes it happen and moves up into P4 immediately. Fantastically done. Now we go through the mountain straight, and this is where things are going to get a little more touchy. Here we see David Leander fighting with Paul Camp, of course, that lovely Lamborghini that we've seen plenty of times. Not recommended to go too wide for Griffin's man, that's for sure. Here we see the top of the board, Sergei Sargowski's, who lost the P4 to Baptista Magra. For now, everybody going safely through.
Yeah, Magra had to do that at the start. It really, really punchy, but he knows the championship's on the line. And now we have the next big challenge as the cars go through the fastest, most challenging section of the track, all the way up to Skyline when it drops down again. Let's see how we get on with lap 1 and if they can all make it.
This is a very dangerous part of the track, Mackenzie. Let's see, let's go with Hemming, who's already going through the S's. Down into the depot. Depot, really tough corner. You lose the car there, you're blocking the whole grid. For now, everybody coming through nicely. Just lovely to see. I cannot believe this is the first time in 4 years of commentating that we might have a lap 1 without a safety car. I'm about to cry. The field is being so clean. Lovely to see. Here we go back with Hemming. Hopefully I didn't commentate or curse it. But he has taken a big lead already, nearly a second ahead of Oliver Clark. And, well, Mackenzie, this is the big fight to follow. Baptista Magra, P4. Luke Andrews, P3. This is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I've just been looking and we saw it there actually on the camera car that we've got going with Magra. Going out onto the grass, like I was saying before last time out, he doesn't leave a single centimetre spare of that racetrack, and he's hanging on at the moment. You know, it's all about just being in the thick of it, waiting for the mistakes to happen. It's early doors. As long as you're near that pack, you've also got the benefit of the slipstream of the cars in front. But I just have to echo what you said. What a clean start by all of these drivers. That is a real testament to the calibre of driver we've got and the experience they've got from racing together throughout this season. So Bathurst lap 1, no incidents, never.
Unbelievable. I'm still amazed. Here you see Mark Lessentin being caught by Trevor Anderson. We saw Anderson struggle a little bit in practice whilst fighting with other cars. Here you see Oliver Clark right now being pushed by Luke Andrews, who's starting to show some really, really nice pace. Let's see if he can make a move. Certainly, this is not the place to do so. He's going to have to wait until the chase, or else things might get a little dirty. Let's see, McPhillamy's. For both drivers, you can see Andrews definitely lifting through the corner. And now, of course, time for the S's. Very dangerous sector. Here we go downhill. Fine. Very, very fine. We also want to go with Patrick Dan, who has slowed down because he nearly caught the three-man pack fighting for P10. That's Griefson, Lessentin, and Leander.
Just to quickly say hello to those in chat that were talking before and voting on safety car. Racing Dutch, not racing tonight. What's happened? Didn't fancy Bathurst for the finale. We should also mention for anyone that's just joining then, this is the finale. So we have a championship battle primarily between Andrews and Magra at the moment. So although Hemming's out front in the lead, we've got that other thing to keep an eye on of Andrews third and Magra fourth. And literally the car that finishes ahead tonight will be the one that wins the championship, I believe. There's 1 point between them.
It is so close, so let me tell you. Close is just an understatement. What has happened here? Ay, Daniel Birch cutting the chase and certainly going to have a big slowdown on his hands. He will have to serve that immediately. Here you see Zagorski is trying to defend himself from Holger Amann and Trev Anderson. Good job from both. We're going to go now with the leader, with Miles Hemming. He's still doing an incredible job on P1. Already a second and a half to Oliver Clark on P2. We have somebody coming into the pit lane. That is Daniel Birch. And then now the things seem a little calmed down. Why don't we take a replay on what happened? Here you see him approaching the chase. Yeah, certainly understeer, braking too late, and a lot he could do.
Yeah, when you see that, it looks almost crazy that a car would go straight on like that. But when you're coming in at such high speeds, if you have just that little bit too much brake pressure on and you try and turn the steering wheel, the tyre can do one or the other. It can either turn or it can slow down, but it can't do both at the same time at that level of speed. So, yeah, not enough traction to get around the corner. It goes straight on with too much speed. And here we are. The mighty Bouchan then has his mirrors full of a couple cars, including that nice pink Lamborghini. So, bit of a tough start for the mighty Bouchan. Let's see if he can use his British powers to climb his way back up.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm sure he's happy to represent the British nation. Oh, it's such a fantastic season that he has given us. There you see him. I think he's actually listening to us because did a little wiggle wiggle. He loves it. Move that booty, baby. Well, the British man doing a great job. Let's see if he can keep Griefson and Kraft behind, and he might, because right now these two are going careful with going to the right side. Here on the chase, there's a big bump, and you can lose the car immediately. There you see Kraft trying to cover the inside line. Griefson with a great entry, and especially a fantastic mid-corner. Now we head into, of course, the last corner on the track. There you see Griefson trying with everything he has to go through on the Murrays, but didn't happen. Ooh, that was close.
Carries a bit too much speed around the final corner and then ends up clipping the wall on the exit. If it weren't for that, I think he actually would have had the run on Krampf to maybe have a move into turn one, because Krampf had a bad exit. But yeah, Griefson gave himself a worse exit, it would seem. So he has to reset now and hope that wasn't too much damage.
Well, we will see. Yeah. Right now, we need to also focus on Amann. Anderson is right behind him. There you see, pushing with everything he has. 7 minutes into this race. Right now, things are starting to calm down a little bit. Everybody focusing on their own respective pace. And let me tell you, up this time, as you can see.
Sorry, Juan, I was just going to say, it looks like the Sausage Dodger racing car of Trev Anderson could be having a bit of two abreast going through the fast mountain section, but didn't quite think it was worth going for and backed off again and slotted in. So we can carry on looking at something else, but I thought we was about to have a bit of a wild two abreast up the hills then.
Well, thankfully for him, he didn't. Here you see Magra. Right now, he has already built up a 3-second gap to Zagorski's, which is insane. The problem for him is, look, Andrews is flying away. It's already a second and 2/10. And right now, he's on slipstream with Oliver Clark, so that's certainly going to help him further. The top four, of course, driving Porsches. Hemming right now untouchable, nearly 2 seconds of a gap with the fight for P2. Here we go into the chase. Andrews, that's a great entry. The mid corner is fantastic. Let's see if we can catch on as we enter Murray's in just a few seconds. We have already seen a couple of pit stops, both from William Hill and Daniel Birch, both having issues on the first laps of the race. You can see the pace at the moment. 203s for the guys at the top, and from there on 204s. Andrews still 3/10 behind Clark. Baptista losing time every single corner. It is already a second and a half. This is worrying. Maybe he's trying to manage the tires, but I wouldn't see too much sense on it. We'll see what the final decision is, but Mackenzie, things are not looking good for the Frenchman.
No, he's got his work cut out for him now, and as we've said already a couple of times, this is the track where you do not want to be having to push too hard and risk having any incidents, especially this early in the race. You've just got to be patient and hope that it comes to you. Megra's saving grace at the moment is that Andrews is coming up onto the back of Clark and is going to have to contend with that, because both Clark and Hemming are not going to be competing for the championship tonight. So there is an element from both these guys' point of view of let them two go, don't worry too much. But Andrews is right behind him. You know, it only takes Clark to have a moment. It might hold Andrews up and bring Megra back into play. So he just has to be patient. And I just want to say again, as people are starting to fill out in the chat tonight, come and say hello. We want to hear from you. We want to see what crazy things you have for us to read out to the stream. Juan loves a good tongue twister if you've got one.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps if we get time later on, we'll always go through for some of those. Any requests, any drivers that you're supporting, chuck it in the chat, let us know, and we can try and get them up on the camera for you and see how they're getting on.
Indeed. Chuck that chimichanga in the chat. We will read them all. There you see a man being caught again by Trevor Anderson. He couldn't catch in the last 2 laps. But he is back at it. Go, Tim, Mr. Sausage. Well, we'll see. Here you see.
I have to jump in. I'm sorry. My wonderful wife has said that she said hello in chat and I ignored her. I think we might have been on the advert at the time, but hello, Charlotte. Thank you for joining the stream and commenting.
Thank you for being his wife. You're relieving me of a very important position, Charlotte. We love you.
Someone has to do it.
Hey, I gotta say the same. My lovely girlfriend is here as well. Big love to her. Unbelievable.
Oh,
what a gentleman.
You're openly saying it this week.
Oh,
Big
yes.
news, everyone on the stream. But okay, back to the racing before Juan gets too excited.
Before I start crying, here you see Dan getting closer to Tim Williams. Get that sausage! We'll see. Charlotte having the bet for herself tonight. Couch duty coming. Mackenzie, you are beeped.
Well, before we talk about couch potatoes, we were talking about sausage Porsches, weren't we? So let's segue back to the racing.
Yeah, let me tell you,
the sausage Dodgers.
So many Porsches, and you can see. Well, let's be honest. The Porsche here, it's a great car. You need a lot of agility on the car. You know, for example, an Audi would be a good option. You're seeing it on Sergei Zagorski, on P5, doing a great job. I really don't think the BMW is a good fit for this track because it's so heavy. It takes so much to turn. You know, it is such a tough car to pull through a good race in here. And oh, look at that! I'm gonna race in season 2. Hey, we love it. Talking about season 2, now that we have a little bit of time, I can see we are preparing season 2 as you mentioned, and let me tell you, it's looking very spicy. I cannot wait to be back with some more GT3 action.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, it's been great switching to iRacing and the response that we've got from everyone. So if you are joining tonight and you too are thinking you would like to come and jump into the next series, you need to join InGear Motorsport's Discord. You can keep up to date with the latest details there. Same for Aspire Racing Team. We are collaborating on these championships. So between us, we've got the live streams and the logistics just about sorted now for everything. And it's actually ran really nice and smoothly. But yeah, get involved, everyone. If you have battles like this on your screen right now.
Oh, Sandrito caught in the line. Jesus Christ. He nearly took Dahlgren out. That was very close. Sandrito with a very aggressive maneuver. Hello, mate. Need you to get involved in this too. You damn right. You got to get everybody involved. We want to see a full grid. Here you see Aman and Anderson. Let's see if Anderson can finally make it. You can clearly see that Anderson might go here for the inside. No, he's going to wait. That is the smartest decision. Certainly.
I have to say, for Bathurst in a finale, this has been some of the cleanest, most sensible driving I've seen of the field. Not to commentate or curse it. I mean, that's tempting it, but yeah, I mean, fair play to everyone. You know, even if it all goes to hell now, that's a great start at a really tricky track.
Yeah, you know, I seriously think that, you know, drivers know what's at stake. They know the track. They know driving here, not the easiest thing in the world. Certainly, the tiniest of mistakes is going to take you out. So drivers are being very cautious. And let me tell you, I'm super happy that we haven't had any incidents. No crashes yet. In nearly 15 minutes, we're close to being halfway. And the drivers are behaving incredibly well. you know, we had an absolute party. Last round, many crashes. That was actually a sausage fest. ¡Ay, ay, ay! ¡Te comete la curse! ¡Wolf! And Patrick then pneumonia! Mackenzie, what did you do?
You were talking at the time. I think you're going to have to take this one. Yeah, just came in with way more speed than Patrick Den, and then Deng ended up getting a clip mid-corner.
Oh,
you know, the car behind, I'm checking the number, had nowhere to go basically, and just clipped him and spun him round. So, yeah, in an ideal world, you'd probably give that space back, but he's now so far behind, and that's probably not going to happen. The only saving grace is he still needs to pit and can get that damage repaired anyway.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that was a big launch. I think he actually didn't expect to make the move there. I don't know how the Porsche fit in that space.
Ooh,
but the problem we saw that Dan didn't hold the brakes. That was not great. He could have held the brakes because he actually crashed with somebody else. You see that Adam Griffson is in the pit lane, so is Adam Leal. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I just saw as well, I think Bjorn Dahlgren had an incident. I just saw rejoining the track coming off the last corner. Didn't catch what actually happened, so if we can get a replay of it.
Yeah,
wonderful.
we can. Let's see. Oh yeah, spin on Murray's.
Just locked the rear wheels.
Yeah.
Either locked the rear wheels under braking or under acceleration again mid-corner. It's hard to tell which that was, but either way, a lack of rear traction was in short supply, and the Audi then found itself facing the wrong way.
Yeah, let me tell you, one way or the other, they're doing incredibly well. Here you see Patrick Rathard catching on Jake Worth, and pace of the top four. Well, as we told you, the leaders at the moment running on 203s. Baptista Magra, unfortunately, not having a good time. 204, dead form. He's losing 6 to 7 tenths a lap. Things are not looking good for the Frenchman. The championship is slowly but surely sliding away. But Mackenzie, we haven't mentioned it, and we really need to talk about it. The pit entry is very tricky with a double chicane. Cut it a little bit, you get a penalty, and your race is over. It's very easy to get yourself a penalty for an unsafe pit entry, so keep that in mind.
That's the point, isn't it? Once again, it's just another challenge on an already challenging track that you have to be aware of, because these are the things that can throw races away. Everyone puts the hours in, you know, hour after hour after hour to get an extra tenth or even half a tenth out of their lap time, but then they go and throw it away by getting a penalty on a pit entry. So they've got to be careful when it comes to that pit stop phase, which could really start any time from now, but probably in the next 4 or 5 minutes time we'll start seeing cars pitting. Just going back to lap times, I was having a little look. There we go. First willing victim of Hudson. Will he get through okay? But I was just going to say, Magra has actually done a 2:02.9 on lap 3, so can extract the lap time from that car to match the leaders. And in fact, Hemming's been more in the 2:03s, so Magra could, if he'd done his best lap every lap, get closer. But as we know, that's a lot easier said than done. So it's not over yet. We've got pit stops to go through as well, but let's just see how it progresses.
Let's take a quick look at the weather. There you see that at the moment it is 22 degrees. The temperatures are great, so no issues in that aspect. We do have to mention that in that pit entry, you can easily gain those 2 seconds of difference between the drivers, you know, because, for example, we saw there Mr. Marcus Hudson going with the pit limiter throughout the whole double chicane. If you make it quickly, if you're able to carry a lot of speed through, you can gain yourself easily a couple of seconds, and then he could be back on the fight. But of course, we're talking about Luke Andrews. We're talking about one of the best drivers we've seen in a long time. So let's see how it pans out. 2 minutes away from halfway point. Mackenzie, what a wonderful race. Super clean. Just one incident that we both commented occurs. It's a shame to see. Rathard right now on the back of Tim Williams. Get the sausage ready, because we are about to fight. Rathard should have the inside for this flat-out right-hander, but of course he will have the outside line for the chase. Will he be able to put his car through before that? Let's see. Side-by-side action. God, it's time for the chase. Looks like Tim Williams is going to be able to survive it. Well done. Good defense. Rathard didn't want to fight too much either. That is well executed.
Yeah, one of the problems when you're both racing in the same car is you can have the same top speed if you have similar setups on, and I think there was just not enough waft to carry the move through there. Went in level into the braking zone, and Williams held his nerve quite nicely, and actually, see, look, he's having another go, Rafa, coming into turn 1, but he's just going to kill his exit now, which will give Williams a bit of breathing space. But we're now moving around. Before we jump into any other stories, I want to know what everyone thinks our wonderful race director had for dinner tonight in the chat. We're going to go all in on with the polls. Give us some suggestions as to what you think he had for dinner, and we'll find out in a minute. I know we all love to find out. I'm sure he's got something really exciting lined up for us, and we'll come to that in just a minute.
Well, let me tell you, I can smell it in the booth.
What do you think?
Oh, I cannot tell you, because then I would be spoiling it for the people. It smells a lot here in the booth. We've seen it. Well, he's actually finishing the food right now. He's eating while he's race directing. Let me tell you, he hasn't had too much of a hard-working day so far, because the race has been pretty clean. Man, we're looking like $1 million. There you see Sherlock and Wallenda fighting very close to one another. I'm going to ask you, without spoiling, what do you think Ben Mikkel had for dinner?
Well, I've been thinking that he seems to say salmon and vegetable of some sort every week that we do a live stream. But maybe he had a pizza tonight. Let's throw it out there.
Well, we're seeing some propositions in the chat. We got broccoli, we got curry, we got sausage, mash, and beans. Damn, that's British, my lord.
Something sausage related to watch the Sausage Dodgers racing team in action, as we're about to see Williams versus Rafa round 2 coming down Commonwealth Straight into the final section of the track, and he's further back this time, not able to get through, going to have to sit and wait. And again, look, it just gives Williams that bit of breathing space as we go into yet another lap, and of course probably be thinking about pitting soon. Williams a couple spaces up from his starting position, so making good progress, and Rafa as well has gained a few spaces since the start of the race. So both these guys flying through the pack quite nicely.
Certainly, if from now on we have had 8 people coming to the pit lane, and so the remaining 18 about to do so. Sherlock is coming in. Let's see if the leader Miles Hemming decides to do so. He has already built up a 3-second gap, and well, man is sophisticated. How do you dare say Ben Mikkel is anything related to sophistication? That does not exist. But Mr. Mackenzie Taylor, should we bring him here?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should put everyone out of their misery before the measly championship decider. We better find out the all-important stuff.
Ben Mikkel.
Hello, everybody!
Wow! Oh my days! What has happened? Ladies and gentlemen,
That's the loudest he's ever been.
Yeah, man, that's the definition of excitement. I love it, Benny. What have you had for dinner today?
Well, today, my friends, I had a chicken stir fry.
What the hell is a chicken stir fry?
Stir fry with chicken in it.
Ain't it? I don't know. Wait, I don't know what a chicken stir fry is. Like the fried chicken. Oh my God Almighty! Good Lord! Oh Jesus Christ! What a hit! On the Hoggers of Ansgar! My Lord!
We need a replay of that because I blinked and missed it.
Woo. Well, let me see if I can get it to you. That is Pickers having contact with somebody spinning in a mount just directly. Cannot do anything and punt him. Oh my Lord. That's his race over. He's going to have surely a lot of damage. Whoa.
You just didn't see what happened that caused Vickers to just be suddenly sideways halfway up the straight.
Let me try to get the replay again. Let's see if I can. Let's see.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Story, I like the sound of that. Grilled smoked ribs, corn on the cob, and cheesy potatoes. That's a dinner. Chicken stir fry was good. That's even better. Right, here we go. So Vickers, I think maybe he was trying to get out of the way for some of the cars coming through.
Oh no! He tried to get away. He went on the grass. Oh my Lord!
So that was good intentions, just executed, unfortunately, quite badly. Was trying to pull to the left of the track, left wheel touched the grass, and I think it then just kicked him off into the path of passing traffic at high speed. And
I need to stop you. I need to stop you because something has happened. How in the blue hell is a Magra right now 7/10 behind Luke Andrews? He was 3 seconds behind. Let's see if I can find what happened, because this is certainly a surprise. What has happened to Luke Andrews?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a little look at the laps. So Magra 203.3, 203.1 in these previous couple of laps. He invalidated lap 5, so it won't tell me what he did. Let's have a little look at Andrews. So 203.3, 203.5, 203.4. So similar lap times. Just a couple temps a lap. It just seems like Magra's been just taking 3 or 4 temps here and there out of him. It's not been one big incident. Just a few temps in the last few laps, each lap.
Yeah, but that looks weird. He was 3 seconds behind, and right now it's 3/10. Has he tapped the wall? And unfortunately, I don't have it registered to check it, because that is certainly what it looks like. You can see how much speed he's losing on the straights. Something is going on with Luke Andrews. This is going to get exciting till the end, and we love it. We're going to go on board with Mr. Magra as we go through the cutting. Look at that, millimeters away from the wall. Andrews must have had a tap on the wall or something. If not, it doesn't make any sense. Keep in mind, he did a 203.9. So certainly something must have happened. Lost a full second on his usual pace. Then you see Magra just keeping himself behind on the safe pace. Half a second through the S's. And the dip out we go once again. 14 minutes to end this championship, Mackenzie. You wanted excitement? Well, here we have it. My God.
Yeah, it's definitely going down to the wire. And I don't know as well what's happened. I was just about to go and check the standings again and double check the rules if they had equal points. But they are now currently both showing as 158 on the standings on SimGrid, whereas they were 159, 158 earlier. So it really now, if that is correct, will come down to who finishes ahead on the track. So strap in, everyone, because we have one hell of a closing, 40 minutes or so of this race to get through and see if Magra can get through or if Andrews can fend him off.
Well, Mackenzie, this is unbelievable. There you see, Baptista decides to pit it now. Let's see how that works out for him. You can see, look at that. Look at the speed difference from some of the other drivers we've seen. Oh, that's a little quick. That's a little quick. We will have to see if that's going to end up as a penalty. Hemming, Clark, Magra, Zagorskis, Bochan, Krampf coming into the pit lane, and I guess the rest of the drivers will follow the same. Andrews back to its normal pace, 203 low.
So this is Andrew's time to put in the best lap that he possibly can. It's going to be absolutely critical that he gets a great lap now on these tyres that are up to temperature, albeit a bit older. And then as we go a little bit further through, Magra's going to have to do an ultimate outlap, which he's about to start now. He's just coming out of the pits, and he looks like he's about to get caught up with a bit of traffic as well. If we could jump back to Magra, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, he hit the wall!
Behind Clark.
He has tapped the wall. Mackenzie, sorry to interrupt you. That was a tap on the wall. On the cutting, he needs to be careful. I think he's over pushing. He needs to calm the machine down. My days. So sorry, I tried to move up racing line and didn't see the yellow Porsche. I'm so sorry, hey man. We saw the mistake.
Magra and Clark are having an almighty battle. We need to get the camera onto it in a minute. Magra's nearly just got pushed into the wall. They've been banging doors through the whole first section of the mountain. And you've got, is that Krampf in the background as well? No, it's Zagorskis as well coming into the fray. So we've got all these different drivers now bunched up that were spread right out. But Clark absolutely had the elbows out and was not letting Magra come through, who, of course, we know Magra, as far as he's concerned, needs to do a really, really good outlap to get the jump on Andrews. And this is what we're saying. We've got Hemming and Clark with their bits to play in this race that aren't in the championship fight, but of course they want the result. They're not just going to wave somebody through because they've got a championship battle. So Magra's going to have to do it on merit. Looks pretty close on the first part as they drop down Skyline into the dipper, but not close enough. Drops back a little bit. and is going to have to kind of regroup and have a think about getting through with the slipstream in the next couple straights if he can.
Okay, Andrews in the pit lane. This is very important, Mackenzie. Keep in mind, Oliver Clark was 2.5 seconds ahead of Baptista Magra, and look at them fighting right now. Let's see where Andrews comes out right now. He is still moving. He hasn't stopped for the pit stop itself. My God, this is going to come down to the wire through the chase. These two gentlemen go. Andrews still not standing on the pit box. Hemming is coming again to the pit lane. What has happened there? We'll have to see. Magra and Clark crossing the line. We need to go with Andrews. Is he moving? Is he moving? Yes, he is. Let's see. Is he going to come out ahead of Clark? Is he going to come out ahead? Oh, Baptista Magra. He's going to have quite a bit of speed. He is ahead. But now, there is a little bit of speed difference. Let's see if Andrews can survive it. I think he will. What a great pit stop. That is exactly how you do it.
Oh, so in all of that, Andrews has actually got ahead of Clark, and Magra so nearly got ahead of Clark as well. But of course, now he's got that car between him and his championship contender. He's going to have to really, really pull something out of the bag now. You know, we're coming into the final 8 minutes or so of this race. He's running out of time. He's going to have to find something to get through and have that championship hope still stay alive.
Miles Hemming coming into the pit lane again. He's still not moving. Something must have happened. Fortunately, we cannot show you what was the incident. There you see Andrews keeping nearly a second gap between these two. Baptista's going to have to try everything in his way to make a move on Oliver Clark. Man, I nailed that name already. Let me tell you, Mackenzie, it's, as you said, this is going to come down to the wire. I am so nervous right now. I want to see how this one ends. Keep in mind, we are going to cross the line at around 31:20. So let's do some calculations, so shall we? I think we're going to have 4 more laps, maybe 5. It will depend. But I think it's going to be 4 more. The winner should do the jump, and if you don't nail it, championship lost. I agree on that. You know what the jump is?
Yeah, it was just to their left on the section of the track we're looking at the moment. They basically jumped that tyre wall, if you happen to see it. And Racing Dutch was there when we were doing the promo filming before this series started. And we had a bit of fun with that. I think we had about 7 or 8 cars do it. But the winner of all of it was Greaveson, that went so high his car just despawned and disappeared.
That is the iRacing special, let me tell you that. Realistic, we don't care. We just want to have cars flying. Here you see Baptista Magra getting a very good exit on Hill's corner. Let's see if we can finally go through Oliver Clark. Luke Andrews is flying away. It's already a second and 1/10. The gap is going up and up and up and up. And the clock is ticking. Mackenzie, can you feel the excitement? We're only 8 minutes away from the end of this championship. And everything is still at stake.
It's going up and up indeed, and thank you very much for the follow, Axel, there, just in time. And we need to find out what happened to Hemming, everyone, while we're looking at this exciting battle shaping up for the win and the championship. If anyone has any inside info, let us know what happened to poor Miles Hemming with that additional pit stop. Did he hit a wall? Did he get some damage, or did he just mistime his fuel settings, or what? And thank you also, we got another follow there from Clem126. Appreciate it very, very much, and all the support you guys give us has been great. And thank you for the comments and chat so far as well. It's good to have you guys along with us on this incredible race that we're having tonight.
Certainly, it is lovely to have you all involved. Let me tell you, thank you very much to both Axel and Clem for the follows. If you don't follow already, ladies and gentlemen, InGear Motorsport here on Twitch. We also have the Instagram InGear Motorsport. We got Twitter, we got everything. You can find us anywhere. We're all over the place. Right now, Luke Andrews has lost a little bit of time. It's 7/10 between himself and Oliver Clark. Baptista Magra, still 4/10. Right now, Magra, the fastest man on the track, he did a 2:02.7. So we know he has his horns out and he's ready to attack, just like a bull. We go through the chase. Magra knows he needs to go for it already. Goes a little too much on the grass. Nearly losing the car. Unbelievable. How did he manage to keep that alive? Let's see. Through verse we go. One more lap. 33:30 on the clock. We are going to have 4 more laps if I'm not mistaken. Magra just trying with everything he has. Andrews is starting to lose a little bit of time, as you can see.
Yeah,
To
Clark
Mr.
took
Clark.
a little bit of time out of him there, and if you just saw Clark had purple next to his name, we all know what that means. Fastest lap of the race then at the moment to Oliver Clark, and reeling Andrews in. So Megra will be happy about that, because if they start battling, that'll bring him back into contention straight away. We have to remember Andrews hit the wall earlier on that in lap before his pit stop. So is he nursing some damage in that car? And if he is, to be only losing a tenth is pretty impressive. And trying to hang on for dear life as another follow comes through.
No, it's not a
Thank
follow.
you very much.
It's not a follow. Check what it is.
And a subscription as well. Thank you so much.
3 months, huh? And you know who that is? Polito.
Polito.
Thank you very much for the follow. I see is that, my friend, is my girlfriend. She just gave you 3 months. Ba-boom.
Oh, amazing.
Look at that,
Well, tell her thank you very much from me when you next see her.
I'll do something special. Don't you worry.
I'm sure you will.
Oh, I heard a wall. I heard a wall.
Porsche.
I just heard a wall being. I just heard a wall being hit. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes if you hear the wall, we need to tell you it might be the spectator view. Sometimes we get a little bit of net code. We don't see exactly what's happening on the inside of the car, so you might hear the contact, but it might not happen in the real car itself. Here you can see Magra. He's going to go for the launch on the inside. He's not going to be able to make it happen. He is desperate. He knows he has 3 more laps on his back, and he needs to go and make it happen. Oh, my Lord. This is incredible. Let me read what Racing Dutch has said before that. Thank you very much. Lovely. Love of my life. You're incredible. Thank you for those 3 months. It also helps a lot, of course, here. At InGear, Magra, nearly making cut the force in. Mr. Clark out of the way. Now it is side by side. It's going to have the higher speed. Let's see. Clark is slowly catching. It is side by side. He's going to have the inside for Griffin. My God almighty. This is pure excitement. The problem, Luke Andrews is 2.5 seconds away. So now Magra is going to have to push. As hard as he can, they're going to go side by side to Griffin. Careful, Magra, my Lord almighty. He's going to have to let it go. And this is the worst that could have happened. The gap is now 3 seconds. Everything is crumbling down for Baptista Magra. What a fight.
It's all happening, and again, we are seeing your comments in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. We super appreciate it. We love having you all involved. It's been fantastic, this championship. We want to get through the end of this race, but I just don't want to think we missed them. We've seen them, we're loving it, and we can enjoy this last final battle. It's exactly as it started, as Magra again on the grass. He is absolutely on the edge trying to get through, and Clark is just not giving up. He's like a dog with a bone, and he's not willing to give it to Clark, is he? And to Magra, and he has to get through, and Andrews is just getting away further and further now. It's looking a more and more impossible task as we go through. You have to wonder what Magra's going to do next, because that was already a pretty feisty attempt and it didn't work. So what can he do to try and get through? Porsche on Porsche, it's not easy at all, is it? But
yeah,
looks like he's closing. Got a great exit now onto Conrod Straight. He might be ready for another go by turn 1 if he gets a good final sector. Let's see what happens.
Baptista right now is a man on fire. My God almighty. You can see the blood running through his brain. He's using the 200 IQ. And he, as I told you, he has his horns out. But right now, all hope is being lost. Andrews is already 3 seconds ahead. How in the hell is he going to make that up? Unless Luke Andrews makes a mistake. Right now, Magra's chances of winning the championship are long gone. You can see both of them posting 204 mid. Andrews running on the 202s. What a great fight. Oliver Clark just not letting the man by. Defending with everything he had. And Mackenzie, it's looking like this is the end. Will he make it happen? Will we have Andrews make a mistake and Magra being able to capitalize on it? What do you think?
No, I mean, Andrews is such a safe pair of hands. We don't want to commentator curse him at this stage so late in the day. I think Magra is going to have another stab at some point on Clark just to see if he can get through, but I don't think he's going to be able to get that gap through. Hopefully, he proves me wrong. We have a great battle between our 2 championship contenders, but let's not forget, Andrews was the car in the lead. And look at this. Mega's got
my
a run
God.
coming into the top of Skyline. It's one of the worst places to catch a car because you have no real opportunity to pass. And Meg was going to just be all over the mirrors anyway. Look, he may as well have just about got a sheet of paper between those two Porsches at one point. But he got so close mid-corner at the dipper, he's then lost a little bit again for the final part of the mountain as we come down back onto the straight. Get a good exit, perhaps, bit of a slipstream. Again, must be brushing the walls every inch of the track. But all the while, Andrews, you see him look up in the distance, sitting quite nice and pretty. And of course, after Hemming dropped off earlier on, we're still yet to find out exactly why. That will be the race victory if Andrews can just stay where he is. Let's see then. A lunge into final sector.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna try it. He's gonna try it. Oh my God! It puts Oliver Clark out. He tried the switch around and certainly did not work out. And when you take a replay on it, there you see. Look at it. He's gonna dive on the inside. Too late. Oh man.
Yeah. Too late to be changing directions like that. That was just going to end in tears, wasn't it? Poor Clark now obliterated off into the wall, and you like to think there'll be some apologies in Discord for that one. So
Certainly.
doesn't look like Megra's going to be giving any spots back.
White flag being thrown. Now Andrews has to finish the job. Just 2 more minutes on this track, and he will crown himself the inaugural GT3 championship winner. We will have a champion. Look, Andrews, what a season he has done from start to finish, consistent as it gets. I remember the first race on Solda, him and Baptista Magra win to the wire, to the last corner, if you remember Magra cutting the last chicane because he couldn't make it happen. Now, it ends with a big incident between Magra and somebody who was in the middle. It's a shame to see the fight end like this, but Luke Andrews only with 2 sectors to go, and the title will be his. What a race, Mackenzie. What a season. And now that everything has certainly calmed down, I would like to thank the organization, InGear Motorsports, the Aspire Racing team, everybody in the chat, everybody that has supported us throughout these last weeks. It has been amazing to enter iRacing once again, and let me tell you, we cannot wait for more.
Just before he comes across the line in a minute, just to answer Simahito in the chat, the links on the website are for a championship that's now ended on ACC. It needs updating for iRacing, but we've been hosting these on SimGrid with our friends Aspire Racing team. If you jump in the Discord, there are links on the iRacing Roll channels further down, and you can also find information on ART's Discord as well. But jump on our Discord for more.
Well,
right, back to you, Juan.
Give it back to me because Luke Andrews is going to cross the line and crown himself the champion. What a race. What a season. Baptista Magra tried his best. He couldn't make it happen. It's going to be the P2. What an unbelievable season we have had. Trev Anderson, surprisingly, after that incident on Oliver Clark, going to take the last spot on the podium. I'm on 4th. Clark on 5th. What a race. Congratulations to Andrews, who has taken the championship. Magra, who has taken the P2. Certainly, wow. A ride that we're never going to forget. A lovely, lovely season, my friend.
Yeah, I've just loved watching the battles that we've had in this, and it's not just been a case of mid-pack battles, which have been great to watch at times. It's been the battles for the wins of the races, isn't it? And hello, everyone. Yeah, the battles have been fierce. Megra and Andrews, of course, the spearhead of it. But let's not forget that Scheuberg was in the running for championships had he raced tonight. You know, these two would have had to DNF, but still, he was points. He was close enough to have a go at it. And there was also P4 coming into this as well. So, you know, the few drivers going into the end could have won it. We've had these amazing battles, fantastic clean racing for the most part, a couple hiccups there at the end. So, yeah, pretty damn exciting stuff, isn't it? I really enjoyed that. And of course, there's more, Juan, in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully.
Yo, you damn right, man. We cannot wait for being back with some more racing action season 2. We're getting that ready. Mackenzie, what can I say, man? It has been an incredible season. I've had so much fun throughout these last weeks, and certainly this is just the beginning of a new ride, my friend. We are rock and rolling.
And while we're chatting, actually, just everyone in chat before you go, let's have a couple highlights from the season, because some of you guys have been following along with us out nearly every stream, most of you. So I know Racing Dutch, Jeremy Story, Big Dave Racer, and of course many others. I won't go through the whole list, but quite a few of you have been here the whole way. What's been your favourite moments of this championship? And Juan, I'll ask you the same in a second. I guess it'd be nice just to have a little reminisce. For me, I think Zolder round one, that excitement of the last lap. I'm going to put that flag in the ground straight away, and say that was an epic battle that we had right from the get-go.
I have to agree with you on that one. And 1 second, let me answer a question in the chat. Who won the championship? It was Luke Andrews, who has gotten the title home after an incredible battle here on Bathurst. He also took the victory, so hey, you cannot end any better. We see Racing Dutch also the last lap overtake on Solder. It was insane. They had the fight for 3 laps. Then Baptista making the mistake. Luke Hans with the big launch. I think it was a massive highlight. One of the best overtaking maneuvers we've seen in a long time. And let me tell you, this race has been incredible. Same as the whole season. I cannot wait for more Mackenzie. I want it.
No one's going to say finding out what Benny had for dinner each week. Their
God.
favorite moment. Oh, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, man, with all the excitement he showed today. Yeah, come on, guys. Give Benny some love.
That's the highlight, actually, that we should have gone for.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, look, seriously, before we wrap things up, thanks everyone for all the support. And I'm watching Luke Andrews do donuts in the background now, so you can't see it. Thanks for the support with this stuff. It doesn't just kind of happen. There's a lot of people involved. Juan puts a lot of work in. George, who we don't even talk about, helps us with all the lovely graphics and things that you see around on the screens. And Benny, of course, as much as we take the mick out of him, he is there and he's always shows up and helps with what we need. So thank you, Ben. This is the one nice thing I'll say before we go back to ribbing you next championship and hounding you to read stuff out that you don't want to read out.
Oh,
but yeah, thanks. It's a real team effort.
Yeah, let me tell you, we really need to thank.
And don't forget, before I get in trouble again, the wife. For her support as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank my wife, my mother for being.
Come in here and just hit me around the head.
Oh, she should. After doing what you did, Mr. Mackenzie Taylor. But yeah, a big thank you to everybody in the team. As you said, George, he's the lone wolf that we never talk about. He does amazing graphics. All you see here has been done by him. It's incredible. Of course, Mackenzie, you're the big dollar man, the boss. So what can I say about you? It's lovely to have you on the commentary.
Well, that's the fake one. There's no dollars in it. We do it for fun.
It's exactly. But hey, next season we become rich. I'm gonna bring here the Fernando Alonso. We make the money. But let me tell you, what a lovely season. I really need to thank you there, Mackenzie, because it's lovely to have you on the booth. I appreciate your kind words. And yes, we talk a lot of about Ben Meikle, about his sandwiches, about everything he does. But he has done a superb job on race control, and he deserves a lot of credit as well. Well, Mackenzie, I don't have a lot more to say. Should we wrap it up like a tortilla?
Absolutely, you're a burrito.
Oh, you like the burrito tacos? Palito? Well, my friends, again, thank you very much to every single one of you. And don't worry, we'll see each other very soon. Have a good night. We'll see you
Bye for
next
now.
time.
Ain't shitty, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son.
There we go, green lights, and we're off once again.